You got it right, we followed you there, is that right?
Okay, to end the executive session.
Motion to end executive session, it is 7:32, and continuation of the solar site plan.
Don't need a motion.
We don't need a motion.
Declare it open.
Yeah, we can bring it.
Shame on me. Yeah, shame on me. Yeah, I think we laid out everything we need to lay out.
I'm just confused on this,
What
on
are you
6,
confused?
the tax status.
What are you looking at?
The, on 6,
You won't.
you won't, but then I thought over here,
Six.
that the tax status.
On a wall?
It kind of, to me, goes back and forth here. The last, do you have a copy of this, Will?
I don't know what you're looking at.
What are you looking
The, last one.
The pilot.
at? Oh, the pilot.
Right.
Oh,
That's not what we're discussing now.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
not what we're
okay.
discussing.
Oh, okay,
No.
I thought we were doing the pilot.
No, it's a site plan.
Okay.
I have a draft of the pilot agreement that was provided by
Right.
Yeah.
the solar company,
Okay,
which I'm going to be reviewing.
oh, okay,
It was just sent to me last week.
okay. I just have a question on the 6. If you write a note on the pilot,
Okay.
thank you.
Or on paragraph 6?
Yes,
Okay.
thank you.
This, we just have to note that this page, is this application that we have is not applicable. We scheduled some board fees.
What page was that?
There's no page number. It's like
Okay.
a
Schedule fees of planning
1,
board.
2, 3, the 4th page in, scheduled planning board fees. Village of Washingtonville scheduled planning board fees.
No, we need to bring that to their attention right now.
Before we vote.
Yeah. Last week's meeting,
We would before.
the week before we, it's a $5 million project, I believe.
Roughly.
Roughly. Okay. And what was .005,
Half
half a percent for permit fees, okay? Which brought the total to 25,
If it's 5,
if it's 5 million.
And you're saying it would be 2,500 for review fees?
no, for the application.
For the application itself?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's 0.5%
okay.
of the project cost.
Um,
Instead of like some buildings are 1%,
mhm.
we're doing 0.5%.
Is this for site plan application or building permit application for
Which one?
fees?
Building permit.
Building permit,
Yes.
okay, yeah, that's usually a percentage of
Right.
overall project
Right.
cost.
We
Okay.
decided to do 0.5.
That makes sense, and if you want to use 5 million as a nice round number, that works for us.
Well, we want to use 12 million. But that would be kind of silly.
Then I might have to
For
look
a
at the
$5
actual
million
numbers.
project.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so building permit, 0.5.
And the escrow
Escrow,
was 15.
15,000 for escrow.
That would be for that for?
The project itself.
The completion of the project,
Administrative,
administrative, engineering, review.
Engineering review, attorney time, so
Right.
forth?
Yeah,
And it's escrow, so whatever's used is used.
Okay.
Pass back.
Okay, is that fairly standard for what the planning board would do, or another body in terms of?
Yeah, there'd be a developer's agreement, which will specify the escrow. We'll send you a proposed escrow agreement
Okay,
before you have to make any deposit,
okay,
assuming the project is approved.
okay. And, another way we've done it is, and I'm not saying, this is just another point of view, is we continually fund as you use. So as Mr. Frank's firm sends you bills and so forth, we could re-up the funds. So sometimes this can be in $3,000 increments or whatever it is. It's another way to do it, and other towns do it that way, but if you want a lump sum escrow, that's
Well-
acceptable as well.
Well, the agreement, the developer's agreement is gonna provide, for an initial deposit, and then as the funds decline, if necessary, the village will say it needs to be replenished, and you would get copies of invoices from my office, and also from our engineers and other inspection services, whatever. So when we get to that point, I'll forward you the developer's agreement, and you'll see what it looks like, and we'll take
Okay.
it from there.
But you're saying that initial amount will be 15,000
yes.
into the fund? Okay, yeah, we can live with that.
Our estimate was it's gonna be less than that.
Right.
We just wanted to
Yeah,
start with
it
that.
may cover the whole thing.
Right,
Yeah,
It may more than cover the whole thing.
right.
yeah, I would think
I
so,
don't-
yeah.
I don't see a lot more than that
No, that's fair.
on any,
Okay.
really, on any score. Mr. Mayor and Board, just so some of the housekeeping items, I know the mayor was working today on the notices to the involved agencies for secret purposes, because the board declared itself as lead agency. I'm going to work with the village clerk to send a referral to Orange County Planning under 239M of General Municipal Law. So that period, that 30-day period will run pretty much concurrently with the lead agency notification period. So if there's nothing further after that 30-day period runs and the county doesn't have any issues that we have to deal with, we should be in a position at that point, if nothing else happens, to issue the negative declaration, assuming that the board finds it, and proceed with either approving or not approving the application. So that's all happening concurrently. Just want to note that for the record.
So we want to approve for that 30 days.
We need the 30-day period.
Have to wait for the lead agency, and we'll probably get something back from the county before the 30 days, but we need to wait on the lead agency notification.
Okay, so we're looking at the earliest for approval would be September.
Yeah, late September.
Okay, so, can we schedule a meeting then? Not, the 21st is a Friday. Schedule a meeting that following week as a special meeting?
Okay, take up the application.
Don't we have a meeting on the 24th?
Yeah.
Do something in conjunction.
Why is it on
Yeah,
Monday?
we have one.
We have one on the 21st.
Yeah.
I don't know, on my
That's what
calendar.
it says, but it's a Monday.
No,
So
that's-
that
it's-
doesn't, it should be really
Yeah,
big here.
it's a Tuesday.
So that should be good. Oh, 'cause it's.
Why don't you close the public hearing first before scheduling meetings?
Okay.
Quarter on the 25th.
Yeah, we have to close the public, probably, if we have no more questions.
Anyone?
We're good with the.
We're good with everything, right?
If anybody from the public, you can close the public hearing if there's no other comments, and then talk about scheduling.
I don't mean to disappoint you, I don't have it.
Really?
No questions, not today.
For the solar farm, this is the solar.
Right, this is the Village of Washington.
Not the skateboard park?
Yes.
So you did it wrong, huh?
Okay, we can make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
All those in favor?
All right.
So now we could schedule it would be a special meeting to do,
Well, we cycle.
to approve this, yes.
If if I may, Mr. Mayor, you mentioned meetings on September 10th and September 18th coming
Correct.
up for the following month.
Because the 18th is within that 30-day period.
Right, so perhaps either that meeting could be moved to the following week, or when would your first October meeting be? We don't want to put you out by having to schedule a special meeting, so if there's one in early October,
Just
then,
move the 18th and 25th. Well, it'll screw up the following month. The first.
Our meeting would be October 1st. So one more week.
that
Want
would,
to do that?
it's up to you, of course, but if you'd rather schedule something special, but
You
that
know
would
what,
work for
just-
us as well.
I think that would be a better idea, just to give a little extra time in case the
Just
county
on October
is.
1st?
Yeah.
Right. Cool.
Well,
But the schedule.
Yeah, it's messed up.
Messed up.
Yeah. should be on the first,
So October 1st,
a regular work.
regular work session meeting at 7:01. Right?
Oh, so the regular
It's not a public, it's 7 o'clock.
Yeah, just regular
It's-
vote.
You don't have to schedule anything, it's just, that's when the next time this will be taken up. Okay.
That's great.
The 16th would be, so it's the first and
16.
16th.
And in September, it's the 10th and 18th.
Yeah. So it's
Is
one
that
week.
school's closed? What is
Yeah.
that?
So,
No, I didn't, I just wanted to make sure it wasn't the federal holiday.
I'm good.
That's the weekend before. No, I'm
No.
saying, I just looked at just the school closed. and I-
Okay,
just-
any questions?
Just for Mr. Frank on the development agreement,
Yeah.
that'll be coming from you?
Yeah.
Okay. When would you expect that we'd be entering that in order, just so I can prepare to provide the escrow associated with that?
Simultaneous, I can provide you with a draft of the agreement before any approval by the board of the project, so you can see what it looks like. I can get that to you in the next week or so.
Are you?
But the agreement itself can't be entered into, nothing can be done until the project is either approved or not approved, obviously.
Okay.
So once the board, and as we talked about before the meeting started, what I expect to happen, whether, on October 1st, assuming that there's no issues that the county raises that have to be dealt with, and the Board of Trustees wants to go forward, we're gonna have a resolution for that date that covers all of the open issues, approving the project, if that's what the board wants to do, approving the pilot agreement, issuing a negative declaration under seeker. It would also authorize the mayor to sign any agreements that are necessary for the project to move forward. So it would all be one approval package, but if you want to have the developer's agreement beforehand to go over with your management, that's fine.
But those funds will not be required until after the project is
Correct.
approved?
Yeah, we wouldn't take any money. The only money we would have taken beforehand is for reviewing the application and all that, and we can wait on that.
Right, that was my understanding, is that? what
It'll
would
all be
fine?
built in, it'll all
Okay.
be built into that, so we can wait on that.
Okay, that answers that. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions?
Nope. Motion to re-enter executive session.
Yeah, we're gonna go back into executive session, continue that for personnel matters. We will not be coming out.
And no votes are gonna be taken
No.
after the executive session.
Wish everybody happy Labor Day weekend.
Same to you.
Thanks, everyone.
And a pleasant evening.
Thank you, have a good night.
Take it easy, Mr.
Thank
Hager.
you.
Don't let me down on that.
Yeah, the whole-
That's not gonna work.
I left $10.
Oh.
Yeah.
All night,
We're gonna stay.
having light,
Yeah.
we're working, trying to